Afro hair. It's the most misunderstood, fragile and defiant hair texture, but there's something beautiful about its untamable kinks and curls. It's the only hair texture that can defy gravity, growing up instead of down. It can be soft and fluffy to the touch and is naturally voluminous. Owning your kinks and curls and Afro hair almost becomes a journey of self-love and self-discovery, and here's why. In the United States, African slaves were stripped of their rich heritage and elaborate native hairstyles, and over generations of brainwashing and enslavement, traditional hair information and routines were destroyed. Black people who covered or wore their hair in relaxed hairstyles were considered to be more civilized in Western societies, to the extent that in 1786, black women were required by law to cover their hair in the state of Louisiana. In 1905, Madam C.J. Walker revolutionized Afro hair care with her range of homemade hair treatments and ointments that promised to beautify kinky curls. Western standards of beauty remained prominent in defining blackness, and in 1948 Britain, hot combs and chemical perms are popularly used by black people to alleviate themselves of their kinky curls.
Their clients are all Africans. They are born with a permanent wave, but do they like it? They're women, aren't they?
Most stylists, when they are learning their trade, they do not learn about black hair unless it is to tame it through relaxers or straightening it, right? So there's a lot of non-education out there about black hair, which leads to ignorance. But then there's also a kind of anti-blackness that is rooted in colonialism, and slavery is obviously a part of colonialism, that sees black people as less than or dirty, but only because it's in comparison to European ideals.
Then along came the Black Power movement in the 60s, and one way this was done was by rocking the natural state of kinky curly hair, the Afro.
When I think about the Afro, I think about beautiful, cool people who have the audacity to take up space, because that's what an Afro does, right?
This brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural, because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness.
If we have mothers or grandmothers who also understood or knew how to take care of their natural hair, then they impart that knowledge to us. But if we have mothers who didn't receive that education, or they were taught that relaxing is the best way, then they pass that down to their daughters. I didn't learn that from my mother. She relaxed my hair at 7 because she thought that's what she needed to do to tame my curls. I had hair she didn't understand, but she didn't understand her hair either.
I feel good about using PCJ. It's mild enough for my daughter's hair and for my color-treated hair.
I'm heading to London, the UK's biggest tourist destination and melting pot for social diversity, where I'll be finding out the British public opinion on Afro hair in 2019. As well as finding out the British public opinion on Afro hair, I'll be doing a hidden social experiment to see if my hair attracts more or less public attention, subjected to taming my curls to fit Western beauty standards versus styling my hair in its natural Afro. So I'm kind of excited to see if I get any different results from wearing my hair like this to this. As you can see, my hair looks completely different now, and I'm wearing it in a big fluffy fro. This is all my natural hair, and I'm really excited to see if I get any difference in public opinion whilst wearing my hair like this. So I kind of feel like I've really blended in, as you guys saw. Nobody really gave me looks or stared at me, and definitely not because of my hair. What do you think about my hair? First thing that comes to mind.
It's not really noticeable from the front. It's very smooth and shiny, and I haven't seen what it's like at the back.
It's neat. It seems like you've spent a lot of time just looking after it, which is quite, in my opinion, it's like waste of time,
Okay.
But don't take it in a bad way,
I definitely felt a lot more looks whilst wearing my hair in an afro versus wearing it tied back and flat. And it kind of is a reflection that people are still learning about afro hair, including myself. What do you think about afro hair?
I love it. I love afro chicks.
I can understand why people want to like straighten it or like put it in braids like I do. It's lots of hard work, but it's amazing. Like I love yours, so yeah.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right, hold on. All right.
Compose yourself.
All right, compose.
It's so beautiful. Like I have curly hair, but every time I see like a girl like your hair, I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. I know it's probably a ton of upkeep and stuff, but it looks so good. Yeah.
What do you think about afro hair?
I think your hair is sexy and gorgeous. Yeah, you're beautiful.
It's clear to see that natural afro hair still grabs tons of attention in 2019, whether good or bad.